Hi, my name is Nikki Stevens with Insight Magazine, and I'm here with Lee Lively Garcia and Mark Garcia, owners of Sharkey's Cuts for Kids. Hi, can you tell us a little bit about why you specialize in children's haircuts?
Well, there's a real need for it in this community. We found out once we opened that we're the only one within a 50-mile radius that specializes in just children's services. We do adults too, but it's a child-themed salon, so it's fun for them.
What are some of the features of your salon that make children's haircuts fun and exciting?
We have the Xbox and Nintendo games they can play. We have our glamour area that makes them feel like a star, and then we have little car chairs up front. Those all have TVs and DVDs to keep the kids really distracted while they're getting their haircuts.
And do you ever host events or parties?
We do. We do the Glamour Girl parties here. The girls have a great time. They get to do a fashion show, and it's an all-inclusive party for the parents, so they're real happy with that too.
And about how long does the party last?
About an hour and a half to 2 hours generally.
Okay.
Unless we do a mini, those are during the day while we're open.
Okay. And now all of your staff members are trained in cutting autistic children's hair now, correct?
Yeah, actually all special needs, not just autistic.
Okay. And what kind of training did that take? Like what kind of training?
We received a hard copy instruction from the Autism Society that they use strictly for stylists. So they went through, we had to read through that whole pamphlet that we received, and then eventually one of their people are going to come over and coach us.
Okay, so that hasn't happened yet?
No.
Okay.
They're just so busy, but they're going to get here.
Okay, that's fine.
We've been fortunate in that we've had several autistic parents bring their instructors with them.
Oh, okay.
And that has helped us out a great deal in learning how to deal with special needs children.
And how is the experience different for a child with special needs?
Well, it depends on the need. I mean, each child is different, just like with a child that doesn't have special needs. Some of them are very sensory, and they don't like the hair touching them. So there's a lot of different techniques we have to use to help them through the haircut.
Okay, and what kind of techniques are those?
It can be something as simple as holding a towel over their face while they're getting the haircut, so it doesn't actually touch their face as it's coming down. It can be sitting there and distracting them while the stylist does their job. It's usually a two-person thing if the child needs that. It's usually one of us kind of calming the child and one of us cutting the hair.
Okay. And what was the motivation behind getting your staff trained in this area?
Actually, it was personal. It's not a requirement by the Sharkey's franchise. They do support it. It was our personal thought on it because we have friends that have autistic children and Asperger's children, and we know what they go through. So when those parents started coming in and we saw that this environment really worked for the special needs kids, and we pursued it after that.
And now, have you noticed a difference in autistic children's reactions to haircuts since you kind of have learned a little bit more about it?
We have parents that have come in who have been cutting their children's hair in their sleep because they can't take them anywhere else. A traditional salon is not as patient. The parents tend to get more embarrassed because there's people in there without children, where in here it's all parents, all children, they're all very understanding. So even if we have a tough case come in, it's a completely different environment for them.
Okay. And how do parents react to this sort of environment? What do they feel about it?
They are extremely grateful. Is the first and foremost. I've had moms come up and hug me and say they thank God they found us. I mean, they're just so grateful to have some place to go with their kids because this is a life skill they have to learn. They'll have to have haircuts their whole lives. So they can't cut their hair in their sleep when they're 30,
right.
You know. So it's great that they come in here, and even if the first time's rough, the next time isn't. It's like it slowly gets better for them every time they come in, which is great.
And what would you say is the most important thing for parents of kids with special needs to consider when they're looking for a salon? When they're looking, what is something that you think they should kind of seek out?
Patience is the biggest thing. You can't go somewhere that's going to say, okay, you've got a half-an-hour appointment, we can't, because we've had parents thrown out of salons because of that, with special needs kids, and it's just not right. I mean, we keep going until the parent asks us to stop if ever. You know, we don't quit unless the parent doesn't want to go along with it.
And we will cater to the parent. If they are unsure, if it's their first time with us, we'll open early. Let them come in, let the child become comfortable with the surroundings, and then cut his hair even before we're even open. Or we will arrange to stay late.
Okay. And what kind of experience do you hope that all of your customers take away from a trip here?
That we're just completely unique from anything else. We are like to use the common expression, we're like the Disney of haircut places. We're a lot of fun. The kids really enjoy it. Asking the kids to come back will never be a problem. If they've ever had struggles with a haircut, they won't after we've been here.
And what's the most rewarding part of your job?
Seeing it work. When we first got into this, I mean, you know, we weren't sure how this would go for us because we ourselves are not stylists. You know, this was something that we wanted to invest in, and it has been an amazing journey with the kids. I mean, to watch them come in here, and especially if they've had so much trouble in another place, and they come in here, and we get that jaw-dropping response from the parents, like, oh my goodness, they're sitting there quietly and they're letting you cut their hair. It's just amazing the difference it makes. I don't think we realize how much it's needed.
And there is a bit of skepticism. They come in and they're not sure it's going to work. They see the colorful environment. They see all the distractions that we offer. And sometimes it takes that second or third visit for them to run up to the door and run inside and sit down. And usually by then they don't even notice they're getting their hair cut.
So is that the same for you? That's one of the most rewarding parts?
I enjoy watching the reactions of the parents. I watch their jaw hit the ground when it's like, now it's not a big deal. And like my wife said, we're all parents here. You get a child who is not comfortable being touched, okay, and we have to work our way through it. There's no embarrassment. We're not going to throw you out of here. It's not a big deal.